Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. Today we'll take a look at the 1999 Volkswagen Golf Mark IV 2.3 V5. Probably the most interesting Golf in this game because it has Volkswagen's incredibly weird experimental V5 engine in it. As much as I don't particularly like Volkswagens, I will admit the one thing I will give them credit for is when it comes to engines, they are incredibly experimental. V5s, V10s, VR6, all of that, which is quite cool. This one should be interesting. Front engine, front wheel drive, 354 horsepower, which for a hatchback, that's quite good. 1,142 kilos, so it doesn't even weigh all that much. Yeah, interesting to see how this gets along. There are 4 Golfs in this game, 5 if you count the rally car added with the Plus mod. So there's a lot of Golfs to go around here. This one does not have the racing modification because they're going to be using it instead because I've worked them out to be either quicker or lighter or a mixture of all of it. This car is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track at the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the TVR Turbo LM Edition 28.620. The Volkswagen Golf, unlikely to beat that. The Golf, Honda Civic 30.779. Fiat Barchetta 31.076. I don't really know if they're comparable because this has a lot more power than them. Yeah, I don't really know where this could go. Oh, Acura Integra 30.722. That was a sort of similar amount of power to the Golf, although that was admittedly quite slidey. This sort of is as well though, so I think the Integra might have even weighed more than this, because the Integra is not a particularly light car, and there goes the Integra. I do think, as we go along in this series, Golfs are going to be quite quick, because they are, like I mentioned before, they are quite powerful front-wheel drive cars. And for the most part, they're turbocharged as well, which does help, apart from the base model GTI, which is terrible, but we'll get to that. Another cool thing with the Plus mod, I'll address this when we do the actual video on it, but one thing that is cool in the base game, the V6 Golf in this game, for whatever reason they fucked the stats up, and it basically, they made it so that the Golf VR6 shares its engine and drivetrain with the V5, which is not the way it should be. So thanks to Plus mod, they've made it so the V6 Golf is actually as it should be, i.e. all-wheel drive 2.8 litre V6, and I'll tell you from looking at that, that makes an awful lot of power. That it really does. So that should be quite quick. Probably the quickest Mark IV Golf you'll ever see, because these things in real life are a little bit pathetic, to be honest with you. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'm not a Mark IV person. It is by far and away my least favourite of all the Golfs. It's just very meh. It was the Golf where it felt like Volkswagen sort of sat there and went, oh well, Golf's become a by name for hatchback, so we know what we're talking about, we're going to do it our way, we're going to make it as cheap as possible, and they certainly did that. I feel like that second lap time, don't get me wrong, that was quick. It does feel like there's more lap time in this, but it feels like when it does not like to be hurried. It sort of does its thing. You can see it, yeah. There's definitely more lap time in there. Like I say though, there are far more Golfs to go around this track, but yeah, it wasn't brilliant. It has to be said. I definitely could have driven that a little bit better. There's definitely 0.2 in there, but mind you, I suppose that first sector wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, it just doesn't like to be hurried, apparently, which is a little bit strange, but there you go. 30.703 will put this into 19th place. It beats out fractionally the Acura Integra Type R, Honda Civic SIR, Roof CR4, Fiat Barchetta. you couldn't really go that much quicker than that, to be honest with you. If it did have sort of an extra 0.2 in it, maybe it could be challenging the Clio Sport, but I don't think you'd be getting quite close to that Eclipse, which has been at the top of the front-wheel drive ladder for a very long time now. Yeah, not bad, but it's just very Golf, isn't it? You know, it's not bad, it's not brilliant, it's Golf. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching, and join me next time when I will be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.